Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot till I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. Grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah. Yeah. Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. Here I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. I don't really understand myself, I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside.
Hey yo. Hey yo. I said, hey, yo. What's up, guys? Stick around for a bit. About to get started. We're talking about aliens today. Oh, we're talking about aliens. Holy Moses. Good Lord. Good freaking Lord. We are about
but I never let it take me to that place now.
something.
I won't never
Oh
let
my
my thoughts
God.
get away now. I got
Oh my
better things to do than
God.
debate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way. Even when I'm feeling down, I fight. Even when I don't know what is right, I'ma pick a side and I'ma take pride.
Stick around long enough. We're trying to get up to 10 concurrent viewers. That's the big goal for today, is 10 concurrent viewers. That's if you have not already, please try to share the stream. Please like it and all that kind of stuff. We're trying to push it up through the algorithm. See if we can get up to 10 concurrent viewers today. That is, we're going to see if we can hold that for any length of time. Please stick around, hang out, say hi to each other. Let's get the hype up. Let's get the energy level up. It's Thursday. I know it's almost Friday. But let's try to celebrate a little bit. Let's celebrate this one moment in time. Okay, guys? Together. Say hi to each other. What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome. Welcome to Thursday. Dylan, what's up? Dylan is hot. Are you? I can't see your PFP. I'm just gonna have to trust you on that. Give me a few seconds. We are just finishing with the titles, making sure my hashtags are all correct, dotting my I's and crossing my T's. Ah, damn it! I said it the right way. Forget that I said that. Crossing my I's and dotting my T's. There we go. That's what I meant to say. We're going back to torturing myself. Torturing myself for channel growth. That's the level of self-flagellation that you're gonna see. We have 10 viewers now. Let's see if we can hold on to it, guys. If it slips, then help me out. Share the stream. Get it in front of some more eyes. Let's see if we can actually do this thing for real, huh? If we get to 500 subbies at any point during any of my streams, we will immediately stop and switch over to Subnautica 2, and just to let y'all know why that's important at all, I am freaking terrified of the ocean, let alone there being any animals in there. A large expanse of ocean, and then potentially huge animals, I'm not into it. But I will, again, punish myself even greater than I already am if we get up to 500 subbies. That's right. That's how we do that. And if we stay at 10 concurrent viewers today, maybe I'll stream extra late. Maybe we'll stream into the evening. If we maintain 10 for, let's say, oh gosh, if we maintain 10 viewers for half an hour, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's just, I think it's a good jumping off point. If we maintain 10 viewers for half an hour, I will extend the stream by 2 hours. I think that's fair. I think we can make that work. I think that's a doable goal. And I know that we can get 10 viewers in here. If those AI slop channels can get hundreds of viewers at a time, if old reruns of The Office can get hundreds of viewers at a time, if music streaming lo-fi hip-hop bullshit stations can get hundreds of viewers at a time, there is no reason why we can't achieve our dream today. I want to see you guys excited. Come on. Don't just say hi. Say what's up. Say tell me how you're doing. Tell me how you're feeling today. Let's get the energy up here a little bit. Come on now. I can't carry this whole thing on my back. I can't carry the ring, Mr. Frodo, but I can carry you. We're going to be playing Megastore Simulator today. It is a game about megastores. If you didn't know. Pretty easy to suss that one out. Dylan is hot, said hi. Are you in the vertical or the horizontal, Dylan? Because you showed up on both chats, which is really exciting. If those are combined somehow, then I am all about it. That's a whole, like, avenue of streaming that I can, like, turn off in the settings. You know what I'm saying? You just clicked one thing. You just clicked one thing. That's beautiful. That's amazing. I mean, obviously we are going to have to capitalize on that later. Like, not during this stream, but during, like, a different stream. But, like, if you didn't do anything, then there is every reason to believe that it's showing up on both of the feeds, which is fucking awesome. Twitch is set up. I guess I go live at the exact same time that I'm a Cutie Pie does. I don't know why I have that notification on. I don't think I've ever watched it. Your name's Ivy. Oh, you like a boy named Dylan, and you think that boy named Dylan is hot, or a celebrity. I don't know why I'm putting it at a boy. I don't know why I'm putting it at a Dylan is the name of a genderless person. I don't know why I'm just assuming everything, you know. Ay. And if the music is hitching for you guys, let me know. I'm on a Bluetooth headset. I just finally... Lynn, what's up? Yes, we are looking for UFOs today. Now, it's not that we're looking for UFOs, it's that we are looking for just more proof of UFOs. I mean, we are so rich in UFO proof these days. Oh, wait, it's not actually proof? Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, wait. So, we're not actually seeing proof yet? Oh, fudge. It's fine. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll see the proof. You know? I know that we got a lot of disclosure going. That's a thing. But if you've seen the tranches, you're probably none too impressed. Like your buddy Goose. Alright? Let me put on my skeptic hat. I'm not impressed. I could be more impressed. I could be a little bit more impressed. And I'm not 100% impressed. Just in case, that gives you kind of an indication of where I fall on the UFO situation. I have not yet seen anything that looks like proof or evidence. I've seen floating red spheres before that slowly flew by. Okay, where and when was this, and do you have footage? Did you take environmental samples? Did you happen to log the information? Like, did you get any follow-up information or corroborating information from anyone who was on the scene at the time? Because that would help us. That would help us out a little bit. You know, we're aching for proof. That would put us right into that zone, right into that category right there. And nobody would like to see proof more than I would, because aliens mean probably superpowers. You know? If I can get superpowers given to me by aliens, I'm gonna take it. And I tell you, I want flight. Alright? I'm gonna take flight. What are you on? What do you mean, what am I on? What drugs am I on? Not at the moment. Nothing harsher than a little bit of caffeine. I'm joking. I know that you're not asking if I'm taking drugs. No footage. Back in 2008. Well, then we're just shit out of luck, aren't we? You know? Darn it. App. I'm on my PC. I am on my PC at home. I'm here in my home office. I don't know why I would call it a home office. There's really nothing to it other than being a home office. Let me turn off the thing so you can actually see it. Look at that. There we go. Hey! Look where we're at right now. We are sitting comfortably in my Gorge office. Gorge, meaning gorgeous. You haven't noticed, there's some VHS tapes behind me. Those are all, not all of them horror movie, but most of them are horror movies. Why couldn't the world end in 2012 like we were promised? You know what? The Incas, or the Mayans, they weren't as smart as we give them credit for, you know? They just didn't know when the world was going to end. They didn't know when it was. They took an educated guess, and they happened to be wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad about that, you know? They just didn't happen to be right. You know? I also, I read a book back in the day called Apocalypse 2012. And it was a book written by, I don't remember the dude's first name. He's a Latin American guy. His last name is Allende. But he was very prominent in the UFO scene for quite a while, and then he switched over into, like, catastrophes and conspiracies and stuff. So he branched out a little bit. and his whole spiel went into, didn't you have like 16 views? Right now we've got 11 concurrent on the vertical. If we keep 11 concurrent, if we keep that for a half an hour, I'm going to extend the stream by 2 hours. I'm willing to do that. If we actually see some movement here, if we see some traction, I'm absolutely willing to continue to punish myself with retail work for your enjoyment. If that will keep y'all hanging out. But also today, I've worked out a bit of a different system that I'm going to use. I'm actually going to play the videos that I want to react to on the beginnings and ends of each day in this game. So, not only am I going to be torturing myself with retail, which everyone can get on board with as being unnecessary, but you know what? Some people are gluttons for punishment. That's fine. That's okay. I just happen to see this as a good way to grow my channel. That's really it. And so, if you... What's up, Valles? What's up, Valles? What's your average views on constant listeners? I assume that you mean what is just my average views, typically. Dylan, you've said hello 3 times now. You just trying to get the top spot in the chat? I think so. I think you're angling for that top number 1 spot. My normal views are anywhere from 3 to 5. Or views are generally in the hundreds, but viewers concurrent is usually like 3 to 5. It just really depends on the day. But typically 3 to 5. But we're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to get a little bit bigger. We're trying to get monetized. Is the big thing at the end of the tunnel. And in order to get that, I need 500 subs, and I need 3,000 watch hours, which having 500 subs, you're going to get to 3,000 watch hours kind of naturally. But that's usually like, you got to have people like who want to view your stuff, you know? So that also means I've got to start uploading more videos as well. Those are in the pipeline. I've got scripts written. We're starting to, I'm starting to do like a shot list. When I say we, I mean me. But it's like, you know, creators, they say we when they're talking about their brand because it's like you and your brand. That's a weird quirk. I don't know when I picked it up. But anyway, we are in day 79 of Goose's Goods. And that means that I've taken quite a long time to play this off stream to try and shore things up a little bit, to try and make things a little more sustainable. I haven't succeeded so far. I have not succeeded. Can you say a summary on your channel or what your channel is about? This channel is, well, let me put my, screw it. I was gonna try and do something for dramatic effect, but I ain't gonna do that right now. I'm not gonna put food in my mouth right before I was about to answer your question. Via's Gaming, I don't know if I remember you. Can you refresh my memory? This channel, hello, by the way, I am Goose. I'm Goose. I know there are a lot of other Gooses on YouTube and Twitch and all that kind of stuff, but I've been doing this for 13 years, so chances are I might be one of the first few 100,000 Gooses. That has just been my username since I have played video games since I was a kid, and I used to be in competitions for, they call them marksman competitions, but really just Q2 railgunning shit. It is about a variety of different things. That's why they call them variety channels. We talk about Skinwalker Ranch, we talk about aliens, we talk about political stuff that is religious in nature. I'm an atheist, but I welcome different points of view. We used to do call-ins. I just don't have the viewer base to do call-ins. I would love to do call-ins again, but that requires people to watch, you know? I was watching one of your streams a few weeks ago. Well, thank you. I very much appreciate that. In addition to variety content, why is she staring? My dog is just staring at me from around the corner, creepily. She can't want anything right now. All her needs are taken care of. If we were The Sims right now, all of her moodlets would be gone. They would all be in the happiness zone. Talk about GTA 6, bro. Why do you want me to talk about GTA 6 so bad? There was an article that came out not too long ago that said GTA 6 was about to make streamers' careers. And I thought about that for a second. I was like, I don't think that that's a thing. Like, if someone wants to view your content, they're going to view it because it's good, because it's engaging, and because they keep you viewing for a long time. It's not going to be like, just because you're streaming a certain game. But I guess it kind of makes sense because stuff like that is going to be so oversaturated when GTA 6 comes out that it's entirely likely that it's just going to be like flooded everywhere on the streaming categories. I'm your only viewer. Talk about GTA 6. Well, see, if you say it like that, it makes me not want to talk about it because you're pointing out that I'm not doing very well. You know? That doesn't make me want to do the thing that you're asking me to do. Don't point out the bad things. You got to point out a good thing. Say you're really handsome. Talk about GTA 6. Or say like your voice is so smooth and silky, and then talk about GTA 6. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Pre-orders next week. Why do I need to pre-order a game? Can't I just buy it when it's out? I'm pretty sure I don't need to do that. So in addition to this game that we were playing, what is the Backrooms? What do you mean, what is the Backrooms? Nice bulge. Where? I'm not even showing my crotch. I'm not even showing my crotch. How dare you, Skippy? No. Mm-mm. Skippy, don't you fucking come in here and support people asking me to talk about GTA 6, because that's... I'll kick you, so... I will kick you out of here. Mad, you have yet to see me mad, believe me. Nothing makes me mad. You could try to get me mad. I welcome it. It's not, I mean, you know. I'm a big fan of, I do a little bit of trolling myself. But no, you will never see me mad. If I get heated at all, I'm gonna shut off the stream. Because I break stuff and like I get angry. But that's like that it has been 10 years since I've been angry. I'm just really good at processing shit, dude. I almost choked on my nut bar. Guys, I almost choked on some nut. I'm gonna say that again, guys. I'm gonna say it really isolated. Hey guys, of the Twitch and YouTube streams, your pal Goose just choked on a fat nut. Now you can clip it, and you can sample it, and you can reuse that for your own content. You're welcome. You're welcome, that's my gift to you. She's a woman, who's a woman? Am I a woman? When did I become a woman? Or is Skippy a woman? Who's the woman? Which one's... you gotta point it out, you gotta say names here. Who's the woman? Is Goose the woman? The Backrooms? Oh, you're talking about this game? This is Megastore Simulator. Could you just fit onto one of these? Why do you have to just eat a single box on a pallet? That is absolutely ridiculous. My God. So again, I did try to make this a little more sustainable. I wanted to expand a little bit. I did expand a bit, but like I did the floors. But this is not what it should look like if it was a good store. If it was a pretty store, if it was really well decorated, this is not what it would look like. This is just utilitarian right now, unfortunately. It's just strictly utilitarian. But whatever, you know, I mean, it's not going to look 100% the second we start messing with it, you know? But I also feel like it's a little unsustainable. I don't know. Who asked what the Backrooms was? Lynn, you're answering the same question that you asked. The Backrooms is, I guess, a web series.
What's up, man?
But it's more so a meme. Started from a meme, now we're here. Started from a meme, now the whole team's freaking here. Now the whole team's freaking here. Hey, Ryan Lawrence, you subbed. That's nice, thank you. Guys, we're trying to get to 500 subs. If we get to 500 subs, I'm immediately switching over to Subnautica. And I am terrified of the ocean. And you can't kill things in that game. It's even worse.
There's Patrick here with.
I'm about to do a 360. I'm about to do an Xbox 360. I'm about to do a 360 degrees and walk away. I'm about to do an Xbox 360 degrees and walk away from this. All right. I'm about to do an X136 box degrees away. All right. All right. So bombshell. Oh my God. We're about to encounter a bombshell from this man wearing the baseball cap. He's got news that we haven't heard yet. Are you ready? This is about aliens. I don't know if you guys are familiar with aliens, but they come from outer space. Some of them. Some come from inside the hollow earth. Some come from Arcturus, which is beyond the ice wall. All right? So get ready. I mean, it could be any of them. Could be any number of things.
With Vetted today, we're talking about this.
I mean, this appears to be a clip from a movie. So we're not starting out promising.
Do you believe we have crashed craft? Stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Yes, your News Nation interview. I must have missed that one from this prestigious news agency, News Fucking Nation. Yeah, I'm sorry. I must have missed that in my daily briefing of the current events happening around the world from News Nation. Sure.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Now, I heard a really good theory recently, and that was, is it possible that it is we who are the drones? Is it possible that aliens seeded life on the planet to use us as vessels for research, for exploration, things like that? We are meaningless. We are essentially a virus or a fungus or a mold that they were able to turn conscious and somehow formed societies and civilizations. That would be very interesting to me. I don't think that I've heard it said quite like that before. I think what I've heard is that it is always possible that we could be like, you know, we could be have been like put onto Earth by aliens. Sure. But the new take that I've heard that I think is very interesting is that if you were a species that had at one point our level of technology and you were trying to make a safe way to transverse the galaxy to try and like you can only work with the stuff that you've got, and so like you throw something out there, you try and but you've got to make sure that it's sustainable. You got to make sure that it's able to survive in the cold expanse of space. You got to make sure that it's able to make it across the galaxies to endure the voyage that it's about to undergo. You have to make sure that it's able to do those things. And what better than bacterium? What better than single cells? What better than like just something that could go dormant and then maybe at some other point reawaken, you know, once it's collided with whatever planet it is destined for. And it's not so weird to think that that could have been how that primordial soup might have formed, and that's how we ended up, or that's how life began on Earth. So all life on Earth would have been inspired by something that aliens would have done while, I guess, maybe terraforming Earth? Again, I don't know. When the alien piloting my body is super hot, how do you know? He might be. He might be a delicious alien being. And we wouldn't want to gender them because we don't know if they have our same genders, so they would be formless and genderless and probably not know the concept of clothing. We can only assume in our sexiest of dreams. They don't need UFOs, they can teleport. How do we know that? We don't even know if aliens, the way that we know them, exist. So if you can't determine that something exists, how can you know how it travels? I mean, you can learn those things at the same time, but that's hard to prove if we're not seeing anything getting off of those ships. See what I'm saying? So I say that the goal right now, the hurdle that we're trying to jump over is, do aliens exist? In the form that we recognize them. Know what I'm saying?
Was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
Bigfoot is the UFO, Skippy. You're very right. Bigfoot is the UFO. We were the UFO all along. The real UFO was the friends we made along the way.
The specific documentation, I would have to talk to you and skip.
Meaning he has no answer. I know that sounds cryptic. I know that sounds like, oh, he's holding something back. He's holding something big and juicy back. No, he doesn't have anything. These guys, Knapp, Corbell, Grush, they all keep saying, "Oh, I've got all this information. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it into the public. I'm gonna go public with this stuff." It never happens. It never, ever happens. And it's not for lack of trying. Corbell's been at this thing for 30 years now. Knapp's been at it for 50. Like, if they had some information that let's say the government would like freak out if they were to release, then they would have released it by now. Or the government would have capitulated by now. Or they would have had them, like, disappeared. If you catch my drift. But they didn't do any of that, did they? No, sir. Because he doesn't have nothing. And it's because he probably wishes that he had a more fulfilling life. Which makes me feel bad.
And these people keep stonewalling, and they keep telling us, oh, this is classified. Like, who's preventing David Grush from telling us this stuff? That's the most frustrating part.
That's the question you got to ask yourself.
This is coming out. He assured me today that he will address this issue.
Psyops within psyops. Well, I mean, the easiest explanation for a lot of this stuff is Havana syndrome. And if you've ever seen the Netflix miniseries, which was based on a true story, it's not actually a true story, but it was based on a true story from some unclassified or some declassified documents about how the people who were originally tested for MK Ultra were not made aware that they were being tested, and they were using tests on their own, like CIA agents. And if you remember, like, there is a mini-series on Netflix where a guy, like, jumps out a window because he's, like, essentially being brainwashed. He, like, meets with a couple of government officials. They have a saucy night in their hotel room, and he just jumps out. He was the husband of someone who eventually wrote a book about it. And I can't remember, like, the actual name of the guy, but it's easy enough to search for. Just look for MK Ultra guy jumps out window. I think there's only one known case of that, and it's the most famous one, so probably easy to find. But it's easy to explain by things like Havana syndrome and PSYOPs and Project Blue Book and all those things. Like, that's an easy way to say, well, they're obviously covering something up. But then you got to substantiate it, and then you got to say, okay, well, what are they covering up? And there's plenty of people who are positing that, well, something like the Inquisition not bred out. The Inquisition, Ted K absolutely was. But I think an unintended target. I lost my train of thought. Damn it. God damn it, Skippy. Because that triggered something in my mind. I really do believe that Ted K was a victim of government manipulation. Like, they were trying to see if they could break somebody. Guarantee. You never know. I don't know that for sure that's true, but I have my suspicions.
The general public very soon, in the near future. So I can't speak to what...
But yeah, I guess my point is just that if these things are happening, if people are actually being conditioned to believe these things, if they're being driven over the edge, if they're being contained somehow, if they're being handled or whatever, it would have become apparent by now that there was some other thing going on that's preventing disclosure, rather than them trickling these disclosure things and then these guys still threatening to release the information that they quote unquote have.
He's going to say, but I'm just telling you from what I heard out of his mouth in in sitting in an office of a member of Congress, and everybody in the room, you could have heard a pin drop.
Like I said in my presser on Tuesday, I did get access to crash retrieval photos and everything, so I've seen the recovered vehicles and everything. So I would say that's probably the most stupendous thing, earth-shattering thing that changed my worldview.
And the whole thing about this is that we don't know that Grush got access to the things that he's saying he did, like the secure facilities or whatever. We don't know that. And I have a feeling that the government, especially with our current administration, is so inept that they would very likely not know what Grush knows and what he doesn't know. They would assume, they would be like, okay, we need to assume that he knows something. And that's it. I don't think that it goes any far beyond that, or any further beyond that. Because, like, imagine that this is a scary spy movie, right? Like, you have a man who is threatening to go public with information that he supposedly has. If you're taking the benefit of the doubt route, if you're saying, like, okay, so I know that he's publicly threatening to release information that he supposedly has on us about something, some kind of wrongdoing, some kind of thing that would cause us to no longer be good guys anymore in the public's eye. Cool. What we need to do in order for the safety of everybody involved, if we are corrupt and we're trying to protect ourselves, is we need to, like, assess whether or not he knows something. And as we do that, we need to be acting as if he does know something.
A lot of it was lenticular discs.
And is it happening? And is it happening? Is he being silenced or coerced or shut up or anything like that? Is he disappearing? No. He continues selling books and selling his podcast appearances and doing his pressers and coming out with documentaries and appearing on all his friends' documentaries. He's a bit of a grifter. He's a bit of a grifter. And I know that word gets tossed around a lot lately, but he really legitimately is a grifter. Him, Knapp, Corbell, they're all grifters. They're all grifters at this point. If they've threatened to release information that they do not have, they're grifters. If they're selling something for something that we cannot substantiate, if they're selling their take on something that we cannot substantiate, they are fucking grifters. If aliens spoke English, I'd be able to tell what the two interdimensional beings were talking about. I couldn't understand their language. What? Lynn? What? Are you the people that you... What? The Twitch ads informed me of Toy Story 5. I didn't know that there were 5 of them. That's what we need, a 5th installment. Yep, I didn't know that there were 5. I thought there were still 3. I didn't know that that there had been a 4th one. And I did not know that there was going to be a 5. That is weird. That's weird. When I was taking CG classes, there was a guy from Pixar who was actively working on Toy Story. He was the guy who modeled, what's-his-face, the kid, Andy. Yeah, he modeled Andy. I also knew a guy who did a bunch of airbrushing on Hulk for most of his MCU appearances. I don't know why my chair is making me... I'm drifting. I'm drifting out of control. My chair... It has a mind of its own. I've heard 2 aliens talking back and forth. Do you have any footage? If you do have any footage, do you happen to have any data, anything like atmospherical analysis, any kind of notes on what they look like, how they spoke, any kind of inflections or tonal details that we could potentially use to map out what this encounter might have looked or seemed like? Do you have any kind of details like that? Any kind of recordings? An audio recording? Do you have any pictures or anything like that? I'm going to assume the answer is no. But that's what we're looking for. We're looking for proof. We're looking for evidence. We're looking for tangible shit, not just first-hand accounts anymore. That shit does not pass the mustard test. We need to see UFOs rising out of the goddamn oceans. We need to see UFOs coming for our cattles. We gotta see limbs hanging from jellyfish that float around in the sky. It was during a tornado outbreak. Now I know you're lying. Tornadoes are not like viruses, okay? How dare you lie to me? All right? Tornadoes do not outbreak like sicknesses. How dare you lie to me? I cannot believe you would ever make something like that up. So that means you're like in Kansas? You're probably in the Midwest, I would assume, because here on the West Coast, we don't get, like, many tornadoes. Every 100 years or so, we'll get one. It may be not 100 years. It's a little more frequent than that. I'm really exaggerating, but yeah, we barely get any tornadoes out here. It is, and I've been here damn near 42 years in my life, and we don't get plenty of dust devils whipping up, you know. It's pretty fun. I was surrounded by 6 of them. 6 aliens or 6 tornadoes? I would believe you if you said that you were surrounded by 6 tornadoes. That's how much more I would believe you than if you said you were surrounded by 6 aliens.
As crescent moon shaped. I call it the flattened sunfish. There's
yeah, you don't have to. I mean, sunfish are known to just lay flat on the surface of the water. That's why people like thought that there were living islands back in the day. Sunfish are just huge. They can be 50 feet in diameter, so they're fucking huge. Tornadoes, yes, good. I do believe that. And like when they sit on the surface, they're dumb. They're dumb as fuck. They're just all bone and no brain. And like when they sit at the surface of the water, they just go like this. All day long. Like for hours and hours and hours. Scientists, fishologists, which is a word, fishologists have not been able to determine why they do that. They just sit there. It is a real life magic carp, and it doesn't evolve. It uses splash exclusively up to level 100. Only splash. Never learns anything else.
Morphologies that the U.S. government has recovered, from eggs to discs to crest.
Aliens is a psyop. I don't think that it's entirely a psyop. I know that there's plenty of stuff. There's obviously evidence from declassified files that we know that the government has tried to set up plenty of UFO conspiracies on its own. But there's plenty of stuff that people have just recorded that they think is UFOs that is not necessarily a psyop, but it just hasn't been UFOs or aliens or anything like that. I've seen and heard them off and on all my life, but never with any proof. Right. Wouldn't you think? So if it was me, and I was regularly in contact with aliens, if I observed them all the time, or not all the time, but if it was like as frequent as it is for you off and on all your life, I would be carrying around maybe, I don't know, a camera. I would maybe have one in my pocket literally at all times, and I would be ready because this had happened to me multiple times before. I would be ready with it, and I would be right there taking pictures and photos and video and all that kind of stuff. I would also be trying to see if I could get any kind of discernible take on the atmospheric conditions, like what the weather's like, what the day looks like, whether or not there's pareidolia involved, whether or not I'm like, hallucinating. Let me check my pulse. Did I take any drugs or anything like that? I would make sure to verify all of that stuff while recording them. Because I wouldn't ever think to myself, this is too dangerous, it's too risky, I might get caught, maybe like... See, again, I can't even fathom any reason why somebody would not constantly be ready to record and establish that these things exist. So, I don't know, like, I feel like you had a lot of opportunities to get proof. Cell phones existed in 2008, especially with cameras. I don't know what to tell you, Lynn. I don't know what to tell you. But Bill, I agree mostly. Bill, I agree with you about 80% of the way. Now, if you guys can stick around, we keep bouncing back and forth between 2 and 5 viewers here on the vertical stream. I know that that's not always reliable, the viewer count. It usually goes up and down. Sometimes it goes all the way down to 0. But we're trying to get 10 concurrent viewers for at least a half an hour. That's the goal that we're trying to reach right now. I guess I could probably put like a scrolling text or something like that reminds people. But if we get 10 concurrent viewers for at least a half an hour, I will start a timer from the time that we get 10 viewers, and then I'll keep the timer going if we drop below it, but I'll just take a look. If we have 10 viewers, I'll start the timer, and then by the time I end the timer, just to make sure it's all fair, if I have 10 viewers when I end the timer, then that's when we'll determine whether or not we have extended the stream or not. I think that sounds fair. I think that sounds like a fun idea. I don't mind extending the stream. I don't have to, because there's just plenty of shit that I could be doing around here. Videos I could be making. But I do not mind doing that. If you guys are having fun. But that's kind of like why that's why that challenge is there, because like if you're having fun, then we're probably going to extend the stream anyway, you know? If we're hanging out, if we're having a good conversation, if we're being chill, it's probably just going to happen anyway. See? Isn't that fun? Isn't that cool? Isn't that just so like corny and dumb and cheeseball and nerdy? And doesn't that make me just seem like just the nerdiest cheeseball, awkward, dumb nerd? Not dumb, nerd. You're such a dork. Why would you do that? I'm talking to me. I'm a dork. Why would I do that? I'm a dork. Why would I do that? There. So stick around. Like the stream, share it, all that kind of shit. Whatever gets it pushed up in the algorithm.
Moon, boom,
and then my face would be just like Grush's was.
boomerang type vehicles, and I got a small smattering sample of that of ones that have landed or crashed.
I like how they're including the noises, like to make them seem more dramatic
On the surface of the Earth.
No, Lynn, there's not a whole lot of proof for ghosts either. Otherwise, we would have caught them on film. We would have, like, way more, like, just real-time, like, actual, like, instances on camera. So, like, a ghostly figure moving along through a room. You can see everything, and maybe it says something. Or a thing floats from off a counter and like floats across the room and then does a ghost thing, you know, like I want to see real actual proof of that. If I can't actually read the data from when the person is inside the room experiencing the ghost and I don't notice an anomaly on there, I need to see something on film, or I need to see, like, it has to be verifiable. And with AI getting as advanced as it is, it's even harder and harder to do that. I mean, it's harder and harder to verify that something is real. Which is a problem. I'm sure you can acknowledge that AI just kind of makes things worse for everybody. Not to mention the environment. Go to a haunted house. I used to live in one. 2 of the houses I lived in were supposedly haunted. I grew up at a church. Like, my mom worked at the offices for a church in a company that was a host to many haunted churches. I've been to the South. I've been to the Lizzie Borden. Was it Lizzie Borden? No, it was some famous murderess's house in Louisiana. I've walked the path of the Axeman, and I have been in the middle of the forest at night. And I've been in many places that are supposedly haunted, abandoned hospitals, abandoned like malls and shit. Like, did a lot of urbex when I was a young buck, and back in my bike messaging days. And no ghosts ever. None whatsoever. And I had some stuff. I had like thermal imaging stuff, but I didn't have any like spirit boxes or anything, because those are all hoaxes too. I used to live at the Winchester house. Not for real, but I used to go there yearly. Never saw any ghosts. They actually manufacture ghosts there, if you didn't know that. It's pretty sad. It sucks. I would love for those things to be real. And so if I see proof of it, I'm going to be like, fuck yeah, I'm locked in. And that's not, at least I'm self-aware enough to know that I have existing biases. Like, I want that stuff to be real. But that also means that I have to be really careful about which proof and which evidence that I like take in as true and verifiable. So I'm extra stringent about that. Extra picky about the stuff I listen to.
All right, betters, please hit that like button. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button if you want
Okay, it was very loud. Or not very loud, very quick. He was already talking pretty quick, but you know.
See more videos like this. Today's video is about
That works.
UFO
That's good.
whistleblower David Grush and some recent comments he just made here.
Whistleblower, though. Are you a whistleblower if you're not actually giving away any classified information or saying that, or like maintaining that? Well, no, I guess the entire time he's said that the government's been covering stuff up, and that's true to an extent. So, yeah, whistleblower, yeah.
Over the
But
weekend,
they haven't retaliated, which they typically would do against whistleblowers. So, chances are the information that he has is just not actionable.
that, if true and can be proven, would bring disclosure. This is kind of crazy and in many different ways, and we'll get into all of that. But before we get to those comments that David Grush just made,
Let's not.
Why go, James? Can you believe it's been 10 years since we have the Tic Tac story appearing in the freaking New York Times?
I know.
And these people keep
In the
stonewalling
frickin'
and stonewalling,
Times.
and they keep telling us, oh, this is classified. Like, who's preventing David Grush from telling us this stuff? That's the most frustrating part
David Grush, he's holding out for another book deal.
of this.
This is coming out. He assured me today that he will address this issue to the general public very soon, in the near future. So I can't speak to what he's going to say, but I'm just telling you
boy.
from what I heard out of his mouth in sitting in an office of a member of Congress, and everybody in the room, you could have heard a pin drop.
and of course, when you hear that from James Fox, you think, wow, what is David?
It seems so strange that, in this day and age, the hullabaloo about UFOs seemingly spiked when Steven Spielberg announced that he was coming out with a movie called Disclosure Day. It's almost coincidental. It's almost coincidental. It's almost like a really, really strong coincidence. It's almost like the two are related. It's almost like it's exactly why UFO stuff is spiked. Weird. It's weird how that happens. Isn't that so strange? Some kind of it's like they're putting information into the market, like some kind of a market sort of strategy thing, If only we could shorten that. Let's call it marketing. Why not? I think that term fits really nicely. I bet he doesn't do any of that.
Grush talking about, right? And of course, we all remember David Grush saying this a few years ago.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently.
You don't have to say the word biologics. He chose to do that. He wants to make it sound spicier. You don't have to say biologics. You can just say that they were like living things, they were entities, you don't have to say biologics. You're just trying to dress it up. Only disclosure I care about is Epstein disclosure. Yeah. But rich people are the ones who control the world, right? So if they control the narrative and they're the ones who are in charge of the government, kind of hard to say that it's ever going to actually happen. But you never know. I got my fingers crossed. I got my tridactyl fingers crossed.
Currently still in the program.
And was this documentary evidence, video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skip about.
And almost 3 years to
Right.
the month when he
The second that it gets to specifics, oh, well, we'd have to talk about that privately. Isn't the whole point transparency and disclosure? That's the whole point. That's literally, and while you're there. So a person who has secrets that they're trying to run away from the government with, they're trying to I gotta take these. It's a matter of national security. It's a matter of integrity. I have to get this stuff out into the public. You'd release it. You wouldn't sit on it. And you wouldn't just say, you wouldn't use it as a fucking hold that information hostage for more book deals, for more movie deals, for more podcast deals, to show up at more hearings so you can be on TV. That doesn't make sense. But also, the one place that you're probably not going to get assassinated is at a fucking hearing. Is when you have all those officials in the fucking room. Dave Grush, I'd say he's got nothing, but he pretends like he's got something, and to me, that's a grifter. That's a fucking scammer. Fuck that dude.
He said that, right? And so he's back with more proof, if you will. At least that's what James Fox is saying, right? Because these are the comments that everyone is talking about from David Grush.
David, Lisa Booth here. A lot of times these sightings end up having ordinary explanations. Tell us about some that you've seen that defy the ordinary.
Yeah, certainly some of them are ordinary, and some of them end up being, foreign programs and our own blue programs. Seen a lot of different interesting anomalous videos where we had, orbs cooler than background temperature moving at 400 knots, things like that. Certainly, like I said in my presser on Tuesday, I did get access to crash retrieval photos and everything, so I've seen the recovered vehicles and everything. So I would say that's probably the most stupendous thing, earth-shattering thing that, changed my worldview when I got access to some of that years ago. And I do hope the administration, and I think they will, release that information in a further drop.
David, I gotta just jump in real quick there and give you a chance to talk about these crash site vehicles, because you got the hair on my wrist standing up. Just real quickly, I don't want to filibuster Joey here, but I'm very into this.
Got it.
Tell me about these crash sites that you've seen personally.
Yeah. 1948 memo from the Chief of Naval Operations that discussed the flying disc pandemic that they were having, and they were enlisting help of the Air Force Intelligence Service. A lot of it was lenticular discs. Some was crescent moon shaped. I call it the flattened sunfish. There's a bunch of different morphologies that the U.S. government has recovered, from eggs to discs to crescent moon, boomerang type vehicles, and I got a small smattering sample of that of ones that have landed or crashed on the surface of the Earth.
I mean, you have David Grush saying he's seen photos of the crash recoveries and can even describe all the different types of UFOs that the U.S. has in position. And again, he's saying he's seen photos.
What's up, Raw One? How's it going, man?
Let me be honest. This is the first time he has said this. I cover this, trust me, and I'm sure a lot of you also recognize this as something new, which is why the entire UFO community
They were bugging me. I had to go get. Oh fuck! I didn't even get the thing I needed.
I have a question. Why hasn't he said this before? Right? This is kind of crazy if you think about it. And when I started to think about that, I thought, well, maybe he's dropped some similar information like this before, and we just didn't catch it. But it's never been so clear as what he just said in the video I just showed you. But at the presser that James Fox is talking about, right, that happened this past Tuesday, which I covered in a live stream, feel free to check that out.
Make an even sandwich.
Spoke
Fuck
along
yeah, dude.
many other
Fuck
people
yeah, what
there,
kind of sandwich?
right, to push for
what kind of sandwich, Ron? What are you gonna have?
Disclosure, whistleblower
ham?
protection.
Is it turkey? Is it roast beef? Is it chicken?
Did he say something there? Because that's what he's saying, right? In my presser, I said this. Wait a second, you didn't say you saw photos, right? Or at least not.
I mean, I think it's cool that he's like pushing back a little bit on Grush. That's kind of cool. What's up, Goose? Patrick Keller. What's up, Patrick? How you doing? UFOs. Well, we're looking to get 10 concurrent viewers for at least a half an hour. If we do that, we're going to extend the stream by 2 hours, and we're hovering around 5, which is great. That's perfect. Chicken sandwich with some French fries and sauerkraut. That actually sounds really good. What is it, like a grilled chicken, or is it going to be fried chicken, or is it like just sliced like chicken breast, like you'd get at a deli counter? All of that sounds good with like French fries and sauerkraut. That sounds like a Permanente Brothers right there. That sounds like a Permanente Brothers classic. Or if you're on the West Coast, it's Giordani Brothers, I believe. But very few sandwich restaurants, if you'll forgive my generous use of the term, put French fries in their sandwiches, and I think it's a lost art. And sauerkraut is probably one of the most perfect things to pair with fries. It's grilled and diced. Hey, perfect. I wouldn't need anything more than that. That would be an amazing lunch. I'd still put some lettuce in there probably. Sauerkraut kind of acts as a lettuce. But I'd still probably put maybe some like a green leaf or something like that. I don't know. But that sounds good. It sounds really fucking making me hungry, man.
That specifically.
In my official duties, I was exposed to human and signals intelligence information.
I will never have Red Bull and lemonade, but I will indeed eat a grilled chicken sandwich. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Concerning foreign adversary, UAP crash retrieval, exploitation and study efforts, adversary views.
Panini's in
on
Ohio
US
does fries and slaw, then they're shameful imitators. Don't you ever fucking bring that shit in here to me. Ohio? You're gonna tell me that Ohio has a Permanti Brothers adjacent restaurant? I will not accept that, Patrick. You're gonna have to UPS me a sandwich overnight. Well, it would have to be way sooner than overnight. I gotta eat them fresh. I gotta eat it fresh as I wave my paper towel around. This is what I use to clean my glass piece. Glass piece. You can't see it because I have the green screen on. Glass piece, paper towel, goes into the little hole there, and you twist it. A mesh can often help with that, but it's actually meshes. Pittsburgh sucks. Okay. Summer Red Bull is just that. Ugh. No, though. Nebog, why? No, I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't want to be forced. I don't want to be forced to drink Red Bull and lemonade.
legacy program
Good.
engineering efforts, and
Like Red Bull in general. And then lemonade, you're putting lemonade in it. You're putting something fantastic with something bad. Wait, I think I saw an alien, you guys. I think I saw a real deal UFO.
foreign adversary, UAP crash retrieval, exploitation and study efforts, adversary views on U.S. legacy program.
Oh my God, there it is. Did you guys see it? Did you guys see the UFO fly by while Grush was talking? Watch. I'll show it
Exploitation and
again.
Study efforts, adversary views on U.S. legacy program.
Holy shit, it's a blink and you'll miss it moment. Did you see it? Tell me you saw it. Don't tell me you didn't see it. All right? Don't you fucking tell me you didn't see this shit. I'm gonna do no weed tonight, so it hits tomorrow for raid. All right. Don't drink Red Bull after Jaeger bomb days. Yeah, I'm pretty far from those days. I don't think I've ever had my Jaeger bomb days. I did sake bombs for a while, but that was at sushi restaurants. And they hate it. They fucking hate that shit. I'd probably be bored and go to bed at like 8. Oh, it might actually be lime, but the can's yellow. What? Do they actually... They have a line of drinks now that is like Red Bull and lemonade? That's gross. UFP?
Such as the recovered vehicles and the
Did you
U.S.
see it?
audiovisual information related to crash retrieval matters, such as the recovered vehicles and the associated audiovisual information related to crash program.
There it is! There it is! Did you see it?
Exploitation and study efforts, adversary views on U.S. legacy program.
Oh shit, there it goes! It flew right into his mouth! Sorry, I milked that joke for just way too... It's not really even a joke.
There it is if you listen closely, and apparently...
Yeah, so back in the day, before I started working in restaurants, I was definitely a fan of sake bombs because they were really cost effective. House sake is generally pretty cheap. The beers at sake places, or the beers at sushi places, are usually pretty cheap. And so I was like, yeah, totally. Fucking great combination. And the places, after I started working at restaurants, the people who worked at sushi places, just that I had met as friends, like, just over the years, they were like, yeah, fucking man, people just come in and ask for like goddamn sake bombs all the time. I'm like, what? People don't like that? Like, nah, man, you gotta get all, like, you gotta clean up the mess, first of all, that they make. Second of all, like, they use up chopsticks. They use up so many materials. They use like shot glasses and shit. They gotta go in and get washed. It's like the bartenders do like micromanaging bullshit that we are not equipped to do because we are just a small sushi house. Like, they can do that at the corner bar. And where are you gonna find sake at the corner bar? See what I'm saying? Like, they can do Jaeger bombs at the corner bar, and that bartender doesn't give a shit because they just probably light the bar on fire every night, burn off all the alcohol, and then wipe it down with some fucking Fabuloso and make it, and like call it a night. By the way, Fabuloso is way too astringent for a lot of warranties, so don't use it to cook or clean cooking equipment. Use it to clean your floors. Never heard of sake bombs. You've never heard of a sake bomb? What generation are you part of? How are you gay? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to revoke your gay card. Do you at least know how to make a flawless Cosmo? Or sex on the beach? If not, I'm gonna have to take away your gay certification. All right. And how do you feel about Bette Midler? These are important. These are important things. Your gay card's about to get revoked, dude. I hope you understand the seriousness of your crimes. Never heard of sake bombs. Nagasaki bombs. It's not the same thing. That's a tragic and depressing historical event. Not a fun, pleasant thing that you do with your friends. I drink beer. Hey, that doesn't matter, man. I know how to make a flawless Cosmo, and I'm not even gay. And I have had a sake bomb before. You're not allowed to get rid of all the stereotypes. You can get rid of a couple of them, but you either have to have an affect, or you have to like Bette Midler. Yes, good, okay. There's several key items that you can't just get rid of them all and keep your gay card. You can only get rid of a couple of them. All right? There's like a minimum. It's like your character building screen in a video game, and like you have to take some things. You can't just say no to all of it. All right? You can't buck all the stereotypes. That's not how it works. You're not allowed to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to tell on you. All right? But if you like Bette Midler, then you achieved. Gay card safe. That was a slash. I put a slash on it. I don't know why a slash is an indicator that it's safe. But that's what came to my mind, and that's now how I accept it. Well, good. Yeah, I know. I'm glad that you knew it was close, because I am the arbiter of who gets to be gay and who doesn't. All right? I'm the one who hands out the cards. I'm the one who punches the punch cards. You got to come through me. All right? If you want to cross over that, don't cross over the Rainbow Bridge. No, that's wrong term. If you want to... That's for pets. If you want to go over the rainbow or down the yellow brick road, you got to come through me. 7 viewers, guys. We got 7 viewers. We're almost to 10. Like, that's not bad. If we can get 10, I'm probably going to extend the stream anyway. Let's say I'll extend it by 4 hours. So if I was going to leave at 1, if I was going to shut off the stream at 1, Bette? No, she's just a gay icon. Anyone who is a well-known musical dame, if you will, is typically going to be enjoyed by members of the gay community. Stereotypically going to be enjoyed by members of the gay community. It's a bit of a inside joke, if you will, that I can say being from the I'm an honorary member, okay? I don't have a sexuality. My sexuality is like a blob. It's like a and I hate to break this to you guys. I really hate to break it to you, but every single person on the planet's at least a little bit gay. It's a spectrum that doesn't start at 0. It's a spectrum that starts at 0.00000000000000001. All right? If you've ever found a man attractive, as a man, sexually, I mean, if you felt your dingle tingle, you might be a little bit gay. But that's okay, because you can still like women. You're still allowed to do that. It's all a spectrum. I'm taking my sociology goose hat off and putting my regular goose hat back on. Here I am. Welcome. Hello.
I wasn't listening closely during that presser because I didn't initially catch it that way. He said audio visual, right? So, but again, you got to be very clear, and that's probably why he went back on Fox News and said it much more clear. I have seen photos of this stuff, and here's what they look like, right? Which is why James Fox was like, oh my God, wait till you hear what David Grush has to say, right? And even James Fox agrees, because in that same interview that I showed you earlier, a clip from, James Fox alludes to this audio-visual comment.
Mr. Grush yesterday publicly said there have been several dozen cases involving the government examining what he called non-human
women now to
biologics. Okay, let that sink in.
I like women now to get women to like me. You gotta be likable, Skippy. If you're spending all your time in here watching live streams, you're probably pretty likable, because it takes a lot of patience to watch me for hours on end. Losing viewers, stop being gay, back to aliens. What can I say, you know? Not only am I an ally, but I'm also a member. Not a member. I'm an ally. I wouldn't try and usurp your guys' place on the social food chain.
He was exposed to U.S. held audio visual info on recovered vehicles and the associated biologic materials. And
I love the fact that these guys are just giving him so much room. They're giving him so much leverage and leeway to just be a grifter, because it's not like you can prove him wrong. I have photos of this thing. No, you don't. I just don't feel like showing them. Ah, damn you! You know, like, he could have proof. He could just be waiting to write another book. I think it's a little ridiculous that he hasn't come out with the proof that he says he has, you know, under threat of the government not releasing the stuff that they're supposed to be releasing. I could see, like, whatever. I don't think that he has whatever he says he has. I don't think that he's seen whatever he says he's seen. I think that the reason why the government hasn't come after him yet is because all the things he's saying are just completely fucking ridiculous. That's not what the information says. I don't know what the information says, but I can only look with my eyes like at the situation that's happening right now. And David Grush, among a sea of missing scientists, David Grush is still on the news, Fox fucking News, talking about UFOs. So obviously the government doesn't see him as a threat right now. Any guesses why? Grifting might have something to do with it. I'll give you a little hint.
we are making a direct plea to President Trump right now to release those files that he has seen.
So basically something he said at that presser that just happened about
that he
less than a week
has
ago.
seen.
He's basically clarifying in this new Fox News interview, right? Like, no, I've seen the photos. Okay, I get it. But actually, I dug even further. And about 7 months ago, he might have...
If you aren't sure why I'm turning off the face cam, it is because I'm about to smash a bowl of the cannabis. I do it for medical purposes, but if you happen to be a person who enjoys the cannabis or just smoke a thing in general, then please feel free to join. You don't have to. I will still be here. We will still be playing the video, but I gotta med up.
Actually revealed the information there and people just didn't catch it. I remember something about this and I remember covering it, but again, he was never so specific as he was in this most recent clip. Let me explain. Let's go back to November of 2025, this past year, when David Grush went on Fox News with Brett
All right, I'm
Baer,
gonna hit it in 3,
and he
2,
said
1. Smoke them if you got them.
That we have
Cheers.
encountered alien beings and that they've come to Earth and that we know about it as a U.S. government.
That seems to be the case. I don't like to characterize necessarily where they came from. They're definitely some kind of non-human sentience, but it is true, believe it or not, we've recovered the vehicles and we actually have physical proof. And I was actually partially cleared into some of those activities. It was beyond oral testimony provided to me. I actually had partial access to the data and actually read the intelligence reports resulting from those programs.
Trust me, bro.
With your own eyes, you saw it.
Yes.
Okay, so he's alluding to seeing reports with his own eyes, right? But that still doesn't explain the photos, right? Because again, I'm just like, why haven't you said this before? People have been wondering this. Was David Grush a firsthand witness, right? And he did kind of also say this in that exact same interview.
And when you mentioned in that testimony of recovering the pilots or remains non-human, that's something that you saw as far as the intelligence with your eyes?
Yes. And it is a very uncomfortable, even for me now, as somebody who's seen it, experienced.
Well, it's all testimony. Every single bit of this, all of it is testimony. So you know that phenomenon. Hang on, I'm going to take a drink of water and then I'll actually go in depth about this. Take a hit of water. Take a hit of bowl. Take a hit of water. And then choke on the water.
Instead, even talking about it, because it's so outside a normal person's worldview to understand that there is this biological sentience that have piloted these crafts that don't necessarily look 100% like you and I.
Were there pictures? Were there?
There were. Yes, there were.
So he may have revealed this way back then, but again, he wasn't so specific as to say, I saw those photos, you know, there were photos. I mean, maybe we should have put that together. I don't know. But what's interesting is also you have, you know, David Grush sort of revealing like he just saw this. He just saw this stuff most recently. That's kind of what I took from it. He just saw it. That's why he's revealing it. He saw it the same day as the presser that he gave last Tuesday.
On Tuesday, I did get access to crash retrieval photos and everything, so I've seen the recovered vehicles and everything. So I would say that's probably the most stupendous thing, earth-shattering thing that, you know, changed my worldview.
But he's kind of been alluding to this for a while. So again, I don't know. I'm confused, to be honest with you. And I'm sure some of you watching go, why are you confused, Patrick, you idiot? Okay, maybe it's just me. I don't know, because I like to focus on the nuance and the details, and something's not adding up. But regardless, if what David Grush is saying, and he's seen that evidence, why isn't that being released to the pub? That's what we need to focus on, is that kind of stuff. That's what I've been screaming about, right? Especially after this last third file dump that happened, right? That I did a live stream for as well, if you want to check that out. I mean, it's been crap. And I saw people freaking out over this. Oh, this has been great. This is it. Am I crazy? What are we talking? David Grush said he's seeing crashed UFOs. He can describe that. Why aren't we seeing that stuff? Why are we seeing these weird little, just...
Sorry, guys, I forgot
That's
to
the kind
say
of
that
stuff
I'm going to
that's
grab
gonna
water. I'm
convince
going to
the
grab
public.
water.
If you want, you know...
Yes, thank you,
UAP
Patrick. Agreed.
transparency, you want
Also,
whistleblower
don't forget to like
protections,
and
you want
follow.
all
That's
these things
that's
that
really
keep
good to
getting
remind
asked
people
for,
and remind me
amnesty
as
for
well.
people
Thank
to
you.
come forward. Show that evidence. Then you'll definitely have the public behind you going, yes, let's get these people protections and amnesty and this and that, right? This stuff exists. Photo and video evidence of extraterrestrials, or whatever we want to call them, right? Of crashed recoveries, the bodies, the beings, and lots of them. It's not just like one incident here, right? They're talking about an 80-year cover-up with all kinds of evidence. If you really want to get support, release that stuff. Not birds, balloons, weird little lights in the sky from a long ways away that nobody can tell what it is. Not when you're saying you have this other stuff. If you never said you have the other stuff, then okay, this is what we would go with, right? It's very interesting. We'll have to wait and see, but there is a part of me that's excited by this. David Grush saying this. Okay, you've seen the stuff, right? And I want to know who showed it to him this past Tuesday, right? That's kind of important. Wait, you just got this information. Who showed it to you? And then he revealed it to Congress. Or was it just that David Grush revealed it on Tuesday to Congress, to people, right? Yeah. That's why everyone was like, oh my God. But did David Grush also get the information? So he got the information, then went and told Congress? Or he's known it all along, like I've alluded to, right? Some past interviews from last
I started to
November.
choke off of that.
Has been talking about this. If you listened closely,
and
does any of that matter?
Then I went to go drink some water.
I mean,
and
not really at the end of the day, because the evidence is what matters, and getting that released to the public for us to see. We'll have to wait and see.
Fire right now.
In this same Fox News interview that David Grush just did, he also talked about some other things that I found to be interesting,
blowing my nose.
The ability to cover this stuff up with the misuse of funds.
Bob, I want to ask you about recent allegations you've made accusing intel agencies of hiding billions of dollars in secret government spending from Congress. I mean, we know about Air America. You know,
they're talking to a guy with a similar name right now.
We've seen this happen before. It's not, you know, it's not aliens.
Hang on, let me back up a little bit.
Funds.
Bob, I want to ask you about recent allegations you've made accusing intel agencies of hiding billions of dollars in secret government spending from Congress. I mean, we know about Air America. You know, CIA's done stuff like that, even Iran-Contra. So we've seen this happen before. It's not, you know, it's not aliens. It's what our government does. But tell us what you know about that.
Yeah, certainly. Earlier in my career, I was a counter-threat finance analyst. I actually worked in a special cell looking at arms trafficking and terrorist funding. So I have that background in counter-finance. And what I found was...
Oh, wait, whoa, hold up. This is the first time I'm ever hearing of this. I know that he was a member of the intelligence community, but he's literally just saying that he was trained in the exact shit that I'm accusing him of right now. He's just trying to make money. So he's scamming. He's grifting because he knows that the government is going to come after him unless he actually gives away secrets that the government might actually have, and so he's specifically staying away. If he knows anything at all, he's specifically staying away from the fucking real stuff so he can continue to get book deals and podcasts. My God, is nobody else picking this up? Am I the only one that's understanding this? Because it's pretty fucking overt. Yeah, I was trained in disinformation. And, like, we were able to fucking manipulate people to get the results that we wanted. Like, what the fuck, dude? The mountains behind them are representing the hidden pyramids in Alaska. You better fucking believe it, Patrick. You better fucking believe it. And the universe is a fractal. And if we just change our frequency, we can ascend to become Venusians? Spirit form? Concepts? The thing?
Haircuts taken to classified black programs to fund this. There was also self-funding cutout companies, if you're familiar, and you mentioned Iran-Contra, and they had cutout companies self-funding some of the arms purchases for the Contras, but also criminal enterprises, unfortunately, is kind of the third way I saw laundering money. And I actually bumped into a very serious criminal enterprise, and all that information was actually reported to Department of Justice, and it led to some federal investigations and things I can't mention now, but the DOJ is actually handling that now because I bumped into a government-run criminal enterprise that was siphoning money for this topic as well to pay for kind of the crash retrieval operations off books.
I mean, again, that's kind of part of David Grush's testimony from the very beginning. There's been a misuse of funds, right? As he called it, a criminal sort of enterprise run by the government to cover up the UFO recovery, reverse engineering, the bodies, right? And that's always been kind of the lore. And David Grush is saying he found evidence of that. Well, it's been 3 years. What is happening?
Have you ever ascended?
Right? Now, granted,
oh man,
you might say, well, it must mean there's nothing there if they haven't done anything in 3 years. And I probably said that myself to some extent. But if you really think about it,
levitate into
the government is really slow to blame itself for problems, even though the government is not one entity. It's made up of many entities. Still, it's really hard to go after things like this. So I can definitely see if it's true, bureaucracy and sort of political dynamics getting in the way of them actually investigating what Grush uncovered. And even if they investigate it, actually bringing that to light and doing something about it. I mean, there's a lot of things I could say.
We'll do it like exponentially. So 10 viewers for like a half an hour. We'll go for like 2 extra hours. But I'll keep going up. I mean, I don't mind going into the evening. If people are still watching, I will keep streaming. But that's, you know, maybe if we hit like threshold or something like that, we can, I don't know. It's all willy-nilly, it's all flexible. I don't have any set idea of how I need to do things. Just how I wanna. Just how I wanna. Remember guys, at 500 subs here, that's only 60, 70 something. Switch immediately to Subnautica. No matter if it's today, Monday, Tuesday, whatever day, we switch over to Subnautica because I think it would be funny for you guys, because it would be terrifying for me.
For stuff that's been put out that the government knows about and they don't do anything about it. Something that might rhyme with epstein, right? Nothing happened with that either, right? So this could be the same scenario, and it wouldn't surprise me again. I don't know, just trying to be fair on both sides here. Now, David Grush also said,
I mean, you don't need them.
David,
there's millions and billions. There's
some
billions
of the skeptics
and billions
out there.
of
You just
people
talked
on the
about an
planet,
example
you know?
dating
Some
back to the
of them are hurting for
1940s. There's
content.
been evidence or allegations.
We just got to get some of that
for decades.
Some of that
and
pie
the
slice.
Cynics or the skeptics might say,
people that are
if
like,
there's truly some big conspiracy
I wish I
here
could
to
see a guy in
hide
his
all this from
40s
us, that's now involving so many people to keep these secrets and keep the conspiracy going. Is that really plausible or realistic? How do you address that question that people might ask?
That's
yeah,
my,
you know, at any
that's
given
my,
time, there's
that's
probably
my
7,000
doubs.
people briefed, and then remember it's an onion
That's
model.
my
So people at the top,
doubs.
you're looking at less than 200 that really know a lot of this information. As somebody who was originally ultra cleared, I was cleared to the entire black budget.
I can talk about veganism. I'm pretty well versed on the topic of veganism. Veganism's actually worse for the planet. Not worse for the planet. Almost as bad for the planet as being a beef eater is. Soy farming and There's a bunch of like agricultural shit that goes into soy and corn farming and all this kind of these big farming infrastructure things that we have all across the country. Not to mention the world. But all of that, I mean, plus the needs for all the people who would be switching over to veganism, it would be insane. Like if we were just to end all meat eating, like food demand would go up by you would have to get legumes, you'd have to get nuts, grains, like really like hardy items that don't grow well in certain regions of the world. Like there's all kinds of trouble that you'd have to go through when you really could just raise a cow and eat it. I mean, there's obviously nuances, but it's more harmful to the planet to be vegan. And they're more militant, and they have their own little fascist wings where they go in and like threaten people. And like they've threatened families before. They've actually bombed families before. Like vegan organizations, PETA specifically. PETA also believes that zoophilia is totally okay. Like they believe that people are equal to animals. You should be able to marry a fucking dog if you want. It's like Scientology. You don't really know any of that stuff on the surface until you get like really involved, and then you start to learn like that they actually put more animals to sleep. They euthanize more animals than kill shelters do. Because all these animals that they liberate, they can't. Where the fuck are they going to put them? When they go to a chicken farm, and they let all these chickens go, where the fuck are the chickens going? If they're putting them in their vehicles, they're putting them in their trucks, they're putting them in they're carting them off. But where the fuck do you think they go? Do you think they go to other farms? Do you think they go to ethical farms? Veganism is worse for the planet than eating beef. That's why I'm so glad that there are so fucking few of them. They just happen to be really loud. It's like Trump supporters. Same thing. Same cultish, weird behavior. You know? It's fucking weird.
Of the Department of Defense at one point. We do keep a lot of secrets as America, and there
Don't
are
get me started.
multi-decade, thousands of people.
I should definitely have a day where the only prompt in the title is just bring up any subject and watch me rant for like 3 hours. Because I could. I absolutely could riff for like 3 hours on a single topic. And there are some things that I just feel very passionate about. I don't know why. I'm not long-winded in person. I'm pretty concise. I'm pretty tame in the verbosity department. It's supposed to be 80 fucking degrees today, man. I wanted to take the dogs out. I wanted to go to the dog park and shit. It's already 70. Fuck. The low is gonna be 54? What the fuck? What? That is a roller coaster. So right now it's just hitting 70 degrees. Just now at 11:38 a.m. it's just hitting 70 degrees. And it's not going to hit 80 until 4, but like the peak of temperatures is like 4, so it's going to be 80 for like an hour? And then it goes down really slowly. Weird, you know? Sweating is good for your skin. Get high and get your ass out there. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, especially because like the wife's coming home tomorrow, and so like tomorrow I'm gonna be doing mostly cleaning, and so like I like partying the night before so that I can just be hungover in my house and just clean and just like check out, you know. I know I don't get hungover anymore because I don't get drunk anymore, but I call it partying when I go out and have a couple beers. That's my partying. Get an infrared sauna. Infrared sauna? What? Does it still? I need steam. If I'm getting a sauna, I need steam too. It's got to have steam still. It can't just be like lights. Like I don't just need a hot room. Because that to me is not relaxing. That to me is just scary. Like, that's like putting my worst nightmares. I was left in a hot car as a child. Did you guys know that? Like, legitimately, I laugh because it's a traumatic memory. But no, I remember legitimately as like a kid, I think I was maybe 8, maybe 7 or 8, something like that. I could have gotten out of the car, but my mom, she used to hit me. Another traumatic memory. But like, she would tell me that I need to stay in the car. And she hit me often enough that I was terrified of her. So when she would like go into the bank, or I think it was specifically going into the bank once, she went into the bank, and it was like a very hot day. It was normally in the place I grew up, it was like 99, 100 degrees most summer days. And so I would sit in the car and I would just take it. I would just take the heat. And it would be, I shit you not, like when you take a temperature in a car, like after it's been sitting in the sun for a long time, it would be like 120, 130 degrees. And I just fucking sat there. That's how I know that I've got like a good pain tolerance, because it hurt. It felt like I was on fire. And then I've also been extreme cold too. And I was like, hey guys, you good to go? Or, you know, like I had my arm in like 0-degree water. It was whatever. Point is, I just fucking sat there and took it. I was sweating my balls off. I didn't even really... You don't have balls when you're a kid. I don't know if you guys knew that. Wait. What? You guys did? I was sweating my balls off, and I definitely got heat stroke. I spent the rest of the night sucking on ice cubes. And I did get a sunburn. I did essentially get roasted. My mom put me into an oven. She basically roasted me in an oven for like, I think it was about like 70 minutes, maybe 60, 70 minutes. I remember counting. The radio on the clock on the radio was on, and I counted. I was like, because I wanted to make, like, I was trying to will her to come back to let me breathe. 0-degree water, that's called ice, I think. Well, no, 0 Fahrenheit, right? Which is, or not, no, 0 Celsius, which is still 32 Fahrenheit. I don't know the order on that. I don't know which one I'm switching up. I'm a little stoned at the moment, so but yeah, that was just a little machismo endurance thing that my coworkers and I were doing one day when it was slow at work. We had this huge Cambro, and we filled it with ice, and then we put like a bunch of handfuls of salt in it to try and get like to try and get it up to like a really, I don't know, high salinity, or whatever, just to try and make sure that it was like the ocean. And then we agreed to plunge our arms into it as far as our arms would go, and whoever pulled their arm out last got the first round of beers after work. Pretty fair deal. And so I put my arm in there, they all put their arms in there, and I was in there for like 5 minutes. My arm felt pretty dead afterward. I think I killed some nerve. I think I have some nerve damage still in my arm from that, but it didn't hurt. It wasn't like, I mean, it hurt, but like I probably could have swam in that. I don't know. My body would have shut down, but I don't know. Oh God! You went blind for 10 minutes because you slept on top of a heating blanket on high all night. Have you seen that there's like a phenomena these days where people get roasted skin now? It happens a lot because I guess like they were doing videos of toasting your skin on TikTok, like it was a trend. And then I guess I saw like a news report on it or something that was talking about how kids these days are now toasting their skin, and I was like, no, no the fuck they aren't. No, come on. And it was real. It's real. It came out in a news thing and everything, and they had like parents scared that their fucking kids are cooking themselves. I got cooked entirely. My whole body got cooked. So, I mean, just cooking your skin or something, that's small beans. Try freezing yourself or try cooking yourself and then freezing yourself. That's right. Don't do those though. I will not be held responsible for kids going off and plunging themselves into iced water. Kids are eating Tide Pods. The kids are turning the frogs gay! Wait, I think I got that wrong.
Sensitive activities we do around the world,
Is that a function?
and it's never leaked. And conversely, actually, the subject at some level has been leaking since its inception, because you had qualified observers seeing this phenomena, and then you did have information about crash retrievals and other things like, historical events that have been documented, like Virginia and Brazil in '96, which the Brazilian defense minister recently in a statement confirmed that event actually happens. And if you watch an episode of American Alchemy with Jesse Michaels, you can actually watch that interview. So the government is very good at keeping secrets, but at the same time, this subject actually has been leaking at some level as well. But we have
secrets. They've got a secret.
Procedures to keep the lid on a lot of sensitive things.
That's a flare. That was a flare. We got that the first fucking day it came out. And now people are like, oh yeah, hey guys, by the way, that was a flare. Yeah, I know, it was a fucking flare. You can see that it's the smoke trails and shit all day. Ooh, you bastard. Ooh, you bastard.
Look, that's a great question, right? What do you say to the skeptics? I've had the same conversation. They say, well, if there is this huge cover-up, there'd be thousands of people involved. How would this be possible to
Don't you fucking dare say compartmentalizing.
Like this secret? Well, I mean, I have said that, and I do wonder, and that is a possibility and a good question, right? But if you look at the other side of the coin, just to play, devil's advocate, and to be fair, the government does keep secrets, and it is good at keeping secrets, right? There's a lot of things we don't know about the government and secret projects that they work on. In fact, we don't know what we don't know. We don't even know how much of secrets they have. I mean, clearly not everything that they work on and are aware of, the public is aware of. So it is possible.
To a very serious criminal enterprise.
Being hiding a secret, right? The government's breaking laws, whatever. Okay, it's accountability, whistleblowing on accountability. Coming forward like that and saying that stuff is
fluoride
not
makes
convincing
you
anybody to come forward as a whistleblower. I can't imagine someone who's working on this alleged, UFO program going,
no.
Oh, man, whistleblowing sounds phenomenal.
I'm gonna have to say no on that. Fluoride has been in every source of water that I've drank, tap water anyway, for the last 40 years, and I have the least respect for authority that you could ever see in a human being. Or cat. I do not like capitulating. Not a fan of authority figures. So no, fluoride does not make you compliant.
You might die, lose everything, right? I mean, again,
it helps
just
your
seems
teeth.
like an odd strategy. And if I were trying to
not
cover it
rot
up
out of your face,
that's what I would do. Send people out to say how bad it is to be a whistleblower. Again, just speculating. Now, with all this news from David Grush and the press conference he just gave with everybody, people and all the files being released by Trump, people are saying we're at a peak right now. Things are happening. Things are moving. We're getting closer to disclosure, right? Well, something very interesting that just happened that the White House just confirmed is this Science Advisory Board, okay, to study UAP. And it's being led by Dr. Avi Loeb, the same Avi Loeb from Harvard who talked about Oumuamua, Three-Eye Atlas. I mean, I've even interviewed Avi Loeb a couple times. And
please tell me that this video is not, this was 3 days ago. Dude, come on, man. They've had these, like, UFO whatever agencies for at least 10 years now. I mean, I think, fuck, man, like, since declassification happened of the government manifestos, like, there's been a UFO agencies and, like, people doing the serious research and stuff, I mean, to put that in quotes, for decades now. What do you think is going to happen with the new stuff? I mean, I guess more information and disclosure and shit. I guess
they have him leading this advisory board. The White House has just been confirmed.
The 3 UAP file releases thus far attracted more than 1 billion views and a lot of chatter on social media. However, to paraphrase the wisdom of basketball players,
Social
We must
media.
keep our eyes on the orbs, not on the audience. Science is done differently than Hollywood films. What could be better of doing than the establishment of a new UAP Science Advisory Council by the White House, Aero, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, the FBI, and all intelligence community members. This is not wishful thinking, but the reality now. Over the past week, I was tasked by the above organizations to create a research team of young scientists who will serve on this council.
I gotta admit, I find that very interesting. And they've even chosen a panel, right? There are people that will be on this. Where is it going? It just started. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
now, I'm gonna make a separate
cool.
video to dive really deep into it, but
I hope something comes of it.
Next news. Breaking news.
Whoa, hold on, guys. We got some hold on, guys. We got some next news breaking news. Hold the fudge on. Next news breaking news. Hold up. Hold the phone. I have asthma breath right now, meaning like I'm wheezing when I'm breathing.
Tonight, the biggest UFO story in America is not a...
That's a good transition. I love how it just abruptly stops. That's generally what you want in a quality broadcast. Yeah, when it just stops like that, when the music just stops, I like it.
glowing orb or a viral clip or even a whistleblower. It's bigger than that. New file drops, new eyewitness details, and new comments from insiders tied to the Trump administration are changing the entire argument. The question used to be simple: are these things real? Well, that's really not where this is anymore. Now the conversation is getting far more specific, far more uncomfortable for the gatekeepers, and far harder for the old establishment to wave it away. If the debate has moved from existence to identification, we may be entering a whole new chapter tonight. And I'll tell you why this matters, because for years the ruling class, the national security bureaucracy and the usual debunkers treated this topic like a joke.
I get the feeling that he slipped because he often mentions Barack Obama, Barack Alabama, Barry Alabama. He often mentions him because this guy's kind of a, anti-culture guy.
If you asked questions, you were ridiculed. If pilots reported encounters, they were brushed off. If witnesses came forward, they were dismissed. But now look what's happening under President Trump, this second administration. Senior officials are reportedly under real pressure from the White House to release as many UFO files as possible. That alone tells you the atmosphere in Washington has changed. And once file releases begin, the conversation changes too. We're no longer stuck on grainy clips and late-night punchlines. We're now hearing about craft categories, shapes,
late-night punchlines?
Photos,
what?
Lights and incidents.
Find what I needed anywhere.
Is that about the SNL skits and shit? Fuck you, dude. Like, calm down. I bet he thought that was really well written.
Incidents near sensitive sites. That's the real escalation. Not proof of every claim, not
See, he's like an anti-culture
certainty about every
he's like
theory,
a culture wars,
but movement
culture
through
wars
a more
guy.
serious stage. The question now isn't just whether unexplained craft exists. That it's exactly what people have been seeing, documenting, and possibly hiding. Before we go further,
Why
we
the
start looking at
fudge
hidden
are you
truths and
complaining?
breakthrough technologies reminds you there are other areas where establishments.
Why are you complaining?
Later, you've probably seen the clip of Joe Rogan with Mel Gibson talking about
plenty
people
of shit
going
out
through serious health struggles and then saw dramatic
You don't like it?
turnarounds.
You don't like it?
Rogan brings
Go
up
elsewhere.
these therapies and how they work at the cellular level. Gibson says that plainly the stuff works, and that got my attention in my own life. I watched something similar when my wife dealt with constant discomfort and anxiety for far too long.
Cassandra!
Therapy from Jonathan Otter. If you want to learn more, just check out the countless interviews I've done with Jonathan. Or
It's so good to have you again, Cassandra.
Recirculation and overall
Please unload those boxes faster.
Use NNN25 for individual items or NNN30 for bundles. Check out Red Light Therapy today and see if this fits your family.
Dude.
Certainly fit mine. Now back to date, right? Nobody serious is spending all their time arguing that there are zero unexplained objects anymore. The argument is changing in real time. We're hearing descriptions like lenticular discs, crescent shapes,
Lenticular discs.
mother orbs launching smaller orbs, and reports tied to
What is
military
a-
or
what is
intelligence
a-
channels. It's a very different
I don't
conversation
know the word
than America was having
lenticular.
5 years ago. When the details get this specific, the old
Lenticular.
playbook of
Is
Ridley
that-
starts collapsing very fast. So let's take a look at what this new phase actually tells us. Jesse Waters
What the
posted
fuck
this
does lenticular
regarding
mean?
the UFO files that just dropped, the last tranche on Friday. And he says they're getting weirder by the day. A massive mother orb
think I know
launching smaller orbs
reticulated
one
it
after
is.
the other. FBI agents reported mysterious lights dancing near a tree line before vanishing
But I don't
into the
think
night.
that's
Let's
the
take a
same
look.
thing. What does
Fox News
lenticular
alert,
mean?
we got more UFO files. The Department of War dropped a third batch, and America can't stop looking. The
What does
site has over
lenticular
1.5 billion
mean?
views. We see why. These files are pretty juicy.
Don't
Out
you
west,
fucking gang
UFOs
up
were
on me
spotted
with
near a
this guy.
sensitive national security site back in 2023.
I'm talking to him, not you.
Eyewitnesses
What does
described seeing
lenticular
orange
mean?
orbs like this. They called it a mother orb, and then mother.
What does
with
lenticular
one
mean?
One after the other. In Colorado Springs, a former U.S. Army intel officer and 4 members
does
of
it
his
mean?
team saw a UFO over the Cheyenne Mountains. They said it looked kind of like a potato and was somewhat translucent with a slight shimmer. And in 2008, the CIA sent assets to
so
Zimbabwe.
tasteful.
They were on high alert after a UFO
So
was
tasteful.
supposedly
Did you see
hovering
that?
right
Did
over
you see the
slight
comment
shimmer.
there?
And in 2000.
So tasteful, guys. What a wonderful channel this is. These are his fans. You see that 3 there? That I can't. I'll put it back in the tab. Look at that. You see that 3 there? No, you can't on the vertical. It's shitty. It's real shitty. It's shitty that this channel exists because they facilitate this behavior. Sorry, Daily Wire is going live. I gotta go shitpost while I can. Soon they will be out of business. True, I mean, like, you know, media is pretty much, what was it? News media is pretty much dead at this point. The truth is out there. Michelle has a cucumber in her pants. What an intelligent and cultured and totally not racist and transphobic and homophobic crowd you're playing to. What a wonderful group of people.
2008, the CIA sent assets to Zimbabwe. They were on high alert after a UFO was supposedly hovering right over their airport. The files say lights were rotating under the UFO, and when it was spotted, the lights changed colors and then quickly flew out of sight. This is all happening here on Earth, but up in space, something weird's going on too. NASA audio shows that after the Apollo 16 mission in '72, scientists were talking about an alien starbase on the moon. The Pentagon also released years of eyewitness videos sent to the FBI. Part of their unresolved cases, you can see multiple bright orbs moving through the sky, and the FBI didn't just watch them, they went out there. According to the files, the FBI conducted a boots-on-the-ground operation. Agents visited the property of people who said they saw UFOs. They were given a tour to understand
Who's gonna get yelled
at. During one of the visits in November 2024, FBI agents reported seeing a white pulsating light near the tree line. It bolted side to side.
Pulsating?
They said
Why?
it danced before disappearing. 2 other
Why are
agents
these
also
guys
observed
always so sexual? Why is the right just so obsessed with sex? Is it because they're so repressed? Is that where it's coming from, guys? Why is it always about sex with you? It's crazy. I get bored about hearing about it. Maybe that's just me.
bright red light hovering at the treetops. They said it disappeared
But it's like
and
he was
came right back.
This
agents tried to take a photo,
light
but it was blurry.
pulsating.
And we
it
want to
was
get to the bottom of these
throbbing.
mysteries, and now experts are saying
It
they're
was
closer
throbbing
than
as
ever
if
to
with a
solving
beat
it.
of a heart.
Maybe soon the president will tell us we're not
With
alone.
the blood being pumped far from its source.
So the files are already wild. FBI agents seeing lights dancing in a tree line. Talk of so-called mother orbs. Now comes the pressure point. Chris
Engorged.
Mellon says senior Trump administration officials are being pushed by the White House to release as much as possible.
I think they're mad they weren't
Also,
invited to the pizza
like
party at
Dave
the
heard
pizza shop.
from some
Dude, they're
senior
the ones
administration
having the
officials
pizza parties.
that they are very serious and under serious pressure from the White House to get out literally as much as possible. And it was a very encouraging message from people in associated with the administration who are working the problem. And they asked me what I would prioritize, and I gave them some suggestions.
So if the White House really wants more out, the next piece shows why the gatekeepers are nervous. David Grush says he personally saw crash retrieval photos and descriptions of recovered craft that changed his entire worldview.
Did get access to crash retrieval photos and everything, so I've seen the recovered vehicles and everything. So I would say that's probably the most stupendous thing, earth-shattering thing that changed my worldview when I got access to some of that years ago. And I do hope the administration, and I think they will, release that information in a further drop.
David, I got to just jump in real quick there and give you a chance to talk about these crash site vehicles, because you got the hair on my wrist standing up. Just real quickly, I don't want to filibuster Joey here, but I'm very into this. Tell me about these crash sites that you've seen personally.
Yeah, a lot of them looked like what we saw. Some of the reporting dropped on Friday. There was a 1948 memo from the Chief of Naval Operations that discussed the flying disc pandemic that they were having, and they were enlisting help of the Air Force Intelligence Service. A lot of it was lenticular discs. Some was crescent moon shapes.
What does that mean?
Sunfish.
I need to look it up. If I'm gonna understand what this guy's fucking saying.
From eggs, the discs, to crescent moon, boomerang type vehicles, and I got a small smattering sample of that of ones that have
shaped like a lentil, dude. Don't you? Why the fuck did I look that up? Could there have been any more stupid way to describe this thing? I'm losing so much faith in humanity listening to this guy talk. Do other people in this community call them lenticular discs? Are they called? Please tell me that there's actually a legitimate reason to use relating to the lens of an eye. Oh, thank God. Oh my, thank baby Jesus. Thank Zeus. Oh man. I was about to like want to jump into a black hole just now. Oh my God. See, at least this guy knows how to cut loose. That's a guy that knows how to have a good time. Alright? We know that much. We know that much. Of everything we've come to the conclusion today of, that's one thing we know. That this man parties. Alright? I will not hear any other opinions on that. Lenticular. Shaped like a lentil. Especially by being biconvex, relating to the lens of an eye. Oh man, I'm happy that there's a better definition. Barbra Streisand was in a movie called Lentil. Oh, Patrick. Oh, Patrick. Oh my God. I don't know how you can live with yourself making comments like that.
Our Heavenly Father, oh God, and my Father, who's
Name
also
it.
in heaven, may the light of this
Name that song.
illuminate the night the way your spirit illuminates my soul. Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you see me? Papa, can you
I'm gonna get a copyright strike for that. That's like, is that not like MGM or some shit?
Papa, are you near me? Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you help me not be
Or no, because the score is a playwright, so that would be like,
I seem to see a million eyes. One's eye
she's the man.
Where are you now that yesterday
fucking man.
has waved goodbye and closed its door?
Well, this is why I'm saying why you're a monster, Patrick.
The wind is so much colder.
This is why you're a monster.
The world I see is so much bigger now that I'm alone.
If you're not bawling alligator tears right now, not alligator tears because those are fake, but if you're not bawling fucking globe-sized tears right now, then you are not welcome in West Hollywood.
Can you hear me pray?
You have to do your shopping elsewhere.
Anything I'm
Rodeo?
saying, even though
fucking
the
limits to
night
you.
is filled with voices. I remember everything you taught me, every book I've ever
Are you, Patrick? How dare you?
And all the words and all the books help me to face what lies ahead.
Papa, can you hear me?
Trees are so much taller.
Papa!
And I feel so much smaller.
Papa!
The moon is twice as lonely and the stars are half as bright.
I mean, this shit is good. You can't deny that.
Papa, how I love you.
Now, I know that I shouldn't be playing this on stream, and I was gonna, I don't want to show the video because I can't, I absolutely will definitely get a copyright strike if I do that. Why is this sad? I forget what the context is here, but she's remembering her dead father. I do not remember what the story of Yentl is. I think it was like a Holocaust surviving family or something. No, I don't think I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna just read the synopsis here. Tells the story of Yentl Mental, an Ashkenazi Jew. Papa don't preach, I'm keeping my baby. You like Madonna, but you don't like Barbra Streisand. Or you like, what's her face, Kelly Osbourne, if you like that version of the song. Decides to disguise herself as a man named Anshul so that she can receive an education into... Oh, she wants to become a rabbi. Okay. There you go. So she's a Jewish woman who wants to become a rabbi. Not bad. I mean, that's not a bad concept. It's pretty good. I don't mind it. It just auto-played to the next thing. I promise I don't normally listen to stereotypical, like, East Asian... like, oh, you're going to the Far East. You're going to have to, like, fucking... pull your eyes to the side and wear fucking buck teeth and goddammit, like... Do people not realize... Like, it's not traditional stuff. It's clearly like drum and bass or trap music, so they're not honoring anything by making like a. Well, you know, I'm not gonna fight the battles of the Asian people for them. Cyberpunk music. Well, yeah, she can't become a rabbi, so she had to dress as a man, and so she could become a rabbi. And that's what the struggle of the movie is about, her becoming, trying to like dress as a man so that she can go and become a rabbi. I don't know. I don't know what the story arc contains. I don't know what the whole spiel is. Ben Shapiro. What a nice guy also, you know? Ben Shapiro's just a wonderful human being as well. You said it was Daily Wire?
Irish would know the English, and English the Irish. The list is endless because slavery is the norm, not America's unique strength. Only one civilization ever decided the guilt outweighed the profit. And
for 250 years, America has been held up by the prayers of her people. Through every trial, wars, divisions.
Is this what you were talking about? Skip it! Is this what you were talking about? Skip it! Please. There's usually like a button on here for live. There it is. There it is. You should listen to Bad Omens Concrete Jungle. Is it copyright free? Because that is the only music I can listen to on here without having to mute parts of my stream.
Over the past few weeks, the Daily Wire, you might have noticed, has been the subject of a bunch of hit pieces, the veritable cornucopia of hit pieces for our critics. This was all cause for massive celebration.
Happy Monday indeed. An American company is struggling mightily. It's called the Daily Wire.
The Daily Wire.
Did he just say that piss? Was it piss? Oh, hang on.
Over the past few weeks, the Daily Wire, you might have noticed, has been the subject of a bunch of hit pieces, the veritable cornucopia of hit pieces for our critics. This was all cause for massive celebration.
Happy Monday.
Piss is a cause for massive celebration? Did Ben Shapiro just say that piss is a cause for massive celebration? I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
Happy Monday indeed. An American company is struggling mightily. It's called the Daily Wire.
The Daily Wire.
Daily Wire.
Daily Wire.
As the Daily Wire has some business troubles.
We're honored by the attention. See, here's the thing. People only tend to write stories like this about major American institutions, right? Like Amazon dumps people, it's a big story. Or the Washington Post dumps people, and that's a big story. And thank God, we are a major American institution. According to Podtrac, our podcast reach is 41 million people per month. We're ranked 6th globally. We have a total of 11 shows. We are responsible for the 2 most successful conservative documentaries in history, Matt Walsh's Am I Racist? And What is a Woman? Just this week, Vice President Vance was quoting our reporting in his fraud investigations, and our White House correspondent, Mary Margaret Olahan, is in the press room asking questions. The Daily Wire is the largest traditional conservative media company in the digital space, by like a ton, by leaps and bounds. See, here's the thing. There's no national media coverage. If a top Candace Owens producer and her manager quit, or if Megyn Kelly's YouTube account starts shedding tens of thousands of subscribers a month, or if Tucker Carlson's traffic is disproportionately drawn from Pakistan. Those are all things that actually happen, by the way, but nobody really cares very much because they don't have any real institutional influence. They are not institutions. That's not true of the Daily Wire.
I don't understand how you're selling the idea of the Daily Wire not failing by talking about like other failed media institutions that, or like just whatever you're claiming to be failed media institutions. Like you're saying that they have no credibility, but their numbers outdo yours, like regularly.
The point of the attacks on the Daily Wire is, of course, not just to attack the Daily Wire. It's to destroy traditional conservatism. That's the whole thing. Every bit of it. The reason they're coming after the Daily Wire is because they want to.
Yeah, run for the fucking hills. The sky is falling. Any attack on you is an attack on conservatism itself. Go fuck yourself. You're not that important, Ben. Jesus fucking Christ. See, this is why we stopped talking about politics. I get too heated.
I don't know what the full truth is, but I know we're being lied to. And the American people know that also. And so, look, the time for disclosure is now. Disclosure today.
The time now. The place nearby. The thing. Disclosure.
Disclosure tomorrow.
A call to action answered. Just days after demand for disclosure on the steps of the U.S. Capitol, a third batch of UFO files released. The 72 files unsealed Friday. They're giving you insight into the government's investigation into the extraterrestrial. Take a look at this. This is from an eyewitness that captured the video with an iPhone 14 Pro Max last July. You see those 2 bright orbs? They appear to move in tandem in the northeast sky.
He's on the DL gay Ben Shapiro. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Doesn't Grindr activity goes up by like 500% whenever he comes to town? Phrasing implied.
Let's look at another one. This one's
Tranche.
from the northeast. It shows a plasma-like orb hovering above a pond. This one was also from an iPhone. It was also authenticated
Yeah, I mean,
by
God
the government.
fucking damn it.
On
I
top
mean,
of
there's
this, there's also new
flares,
audio from a
there's fucking ball lightning,
interview
there's
between journalist
goddamn
Walter
drones with
Cronkite
lights
and
on them,
astronaut Gordon
balloons
Cooper,
with lights on the
who
inside,
claims
sky
a large number
lanterns.
of, quote, exceptional,
All of those
well-qualified
things
people, end
don't
quote,
mean aliens.
have seen objects without
If anything,
a
all those
logical
things suggest that
explanation.
aliens
Let's
have
take
not
a
been
quick
visiting
listen
us
to
and
that.
that they are not currently visiting us, and that's not the fucking lights in the
There are
sky!
so many
possibilities, so many thousands of possibilities of other planets out somewhere in the universe that would have a livable atmosphere, that I would hate to rule out the possibility that maybe there are people or some type of human life on some of these. And if this is the case, then it's not too unfeasible to think that perhaps some of these objects might have been something of this type.
So fascinating. For more, I'm now joined by UFO expert Joshua Golembeski, guest
Is
host
it?
of Comic Disclosure, who was at
It
that
is
Capitol Hill presser just days ago. So
Is
great
it?
to
It
see you
is.
here. Thanks for coming on, Joshua. So what are your thoughts on this third batch of UFO files? Actual disclosure or just a
Well,
drip
we're full up
feed
on
of
Apple
a mystery
plushies
that keeps
and
people wondering?
whatever the fuck that
I guess
is.
more of the latter, more of a
Avocado
drip
plushies.
feed coming in. If you're in the UFO community like I am, you're a little disappointed about this, but don't get me wrong.
Shut up.
This is significant because they're painting a very
If
clear
you're in the
picture of what's
UFO
been going
community,
on for at
like
least
I am.
80 years. While these documents may seem dry, these videos may seem inconclusive, there's little gems in there that are painting a picture. For example, there's one document from the CIA that got declassified, number 19, that I urge everybody to read. It's actually an assessment from the Australian DOD that talks about how the U.S. government, the military, had been hiding this phenomenon for a long time. Project Blue Book, that famous UFO program, was basically set up to make the public think it was all ridiculous. But behind the scenes, the U.S. government was taking it very seriously, and not just taking it seriously, there was crash retrieval operations where they were attempting to reverse engineer exotic technology, specifically in these documents.
Yeah, Bob Lazar was doing that. Did you guys remember that? Bob Lazar. He was doing that. It was Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar.
If we were trying to
Bob
reverse
Lazar.
engineer these technologies 50 years ago, where are we today? What type of world-changing technologies are being hidden from the public? I want to know the answers.
I want to know the answers. Okay, so you mentioned classified
It's
document
just not going to be
19
probably
that
like
now the
I
public
have no
can read.
doubt
Is there
that
any
there
other
are
specific
secrets there. I
video
just
or
don't think that they're
files
involving
stand out to you
aliens.
that we should definitely check out?
Maybe like us from the
definitely
future.
The videos. There's one thing
That's
they're trying to
a
show us,
theory.
and this connects to the presser,
You
is
know?
this orb phenomenon. I think you used the word plasmoid. That word in particular is interesting. They're showing us a lot of these lights in the skies, these red orbs floating by civilians and the military. We have these older documents talking
could
about
be
green fireballs,
anything.
different color orbs described as plasmoids. Now that is very significant to me because this week I was at the presser on Capitol Hill, and David Grush mentioned two different types of NHI, non-human intelligence, that are visiting us. One of them he called plasmoid sentient beings. And in these files, we have videos and documents explicitly saying and describing these orb-like intelligences. And what's really interesting about it, Hannah, is that a lot of them seem to be taking place over nuclear facilities. This is well documented in ufology.
In the year of our Lord, 2026, we're still saying the word nuclear. That's confusing. That's still happening. That's confusing. That's confusing that we're still a society that does that. Knowing how incorrect it is. I feel like I feel like we should know better at this point. You know? I feel like we should know better at this point than to use the word nuclear. Call me crazy, you know? Call me a pronunciation policeman. I don't know what I mean by that. I don't know. I just think of things and then I say things. You know, I think and I say and I say and I think, and it's sometimes it's not always congruous and sometimes it doesn't always make sense, but you know, gosh darn it, it's gonna be entertaining one way or the other. That's a goose promise. Whatever that means. Yeah.
Today, but these documents back it up, and I'm really excited about it because there's a clear connection between us in the late 40s
saying nuclear.
detonating nuclear bombs and this phenomenon showing up.
I have say, while we want more, I do appreciate the transparency we're getting from the government. This is so fascinating.
But I'm really upset about how you're saying the word nuclear.
Steven Spielberg's new movie, Disclosure Day.
No, you should be upset about how he's saying
within
nuclear.
The government. Are people just craving aliens right now? What's going on? Do you think we're about to see a new wave of alien media, especially with all these documents and videos that we're seeing come out of the government? I have about 30 seconds left.
Yeah, absolutely. The movie doesn't seem like a coincidence, but it may be. And the movie paints a very clear picture that these documents back up, that there's a long-running government cover-up. We've been reverse engineering technology, and it seems like this is all part of disclosure to help the public grapple with what's going on. The basics are in the movie. They talk about a certain type of race of beings. I'm not going to give any spoilers. And they also talk about the government
Grays,
cover-up.
come on,
and
shut
the most
up.
important part for me and why I work at Gaia is because of the consciousness connection and what it does to people. A simple UFO sighting will change someone's life forever. Regular contact can lead to basically enlightenment. This was studied by Dr. John Mack at the University of Harvard.
Johnny Mac.
Joshua Golombeski, I really appreciate
Oh,
your time.
Johnny Mac.
So much fascination around these batch of files.
We got to get these results in front of old Johnny Mac.
So much for your time.
He's got to give us his take.
Subscribe below and download our News Nation
Johnny
app
Mac's
right
our
now
guy.
on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all
Fact-based.
Americans.
Per day, the movie's about an alien. On top of this, there's also new on.
Fact-based. What? I'm gonna call bullshit on that. For no particular reason. It's bullshit. Bench Babibo. Alien stuff.
Audio from a 1962 interview by the government. On top of this, there's also new audio from a 1960.
Where are we today? What type of...
I'm going to show that one.
You know, what I would consider like
sharing this planet.
Okay. That's the next. This is the next one. Pup.
What's up, Betters? Patrick here with Betted. Today we're talking about this.
I like the movie Aliens. Yeah, that's a good one. Get your hands off her, you bitch.
I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum
Very
from
Ahab moment.
corporeal bipedal type life to, you know, what I would consider like sentient plasmoid life. But there are several that the U.S. government is aware of.
Ooh, shot at the government. Ooh, take that, government. Ooh, I'm making money hand over fist, doing podcasts and documentaries and writing books. Ooh.
Organization. And this is a very interesting area because, of course, it doesn't just take in the orbs. It takes in everything that displays plasma.
Stop hiding the truth!
And is there, I mean, it's a really interesting question, is there some kind of life form that's sharing this planet with us that displays itself in different forms in a plasmoid way? I'm wondering whether there are private groups that are on the brink of a major discovery about this and not...
I'm going to say no for now. But I'll try to reserve my final judgment until I know for sure.
Not too far away from an impending announcement. Interesting times.
We are not too far from an impending announcement.
Can't say any more.
Privateers, please hit that like button. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed and you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Today's video is about Ross Coulthard and some comments he recently made on News Nation during his weekly Q&A podcast, where he was asked about David Grush's comments about plasmoid sentient beings, and he basically implied that an impending announcement is coming, that some private groups may have made a major discovery to sort of basically confirm aliens.
Right.
Okay. So let's start with the comments that UFO whistleblower David Grush made exactly 1 week ago during a UAP press conference in Washington, D.C., where
all the fucking time, like it's every day. It's always like, oh, well, we got some news that's coming out soon. We got some news that's coming. Some news is coming, guys.
So the time has come.
It's on its way.
Asking the public.
The disclosure's on its way. The news is coming. We still don't have the Epstein files out, but the news is coming.
And what has been?
It's coming.
God bless America.
I think we have about 4 minutes before they call votes to open it up for a quick round of questions. So if you guys can let's start with Real America's Voice.
What a wonderful couple of people up there. What just a wonderful, they just have such wonderful opinions. Such wonderful opinions.
I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum from corporeal bipedal type life to, what I would consider like sentient plasmoid life. But there are several that the U.S. government is aware of.
Now, these comments that David Grush made is what got everybody talking, right? Like, what is he saying?
But there are several that the government's aware of.
Plasmoid, sentient beings. Like, what is he
and
talking
plasmoid
about, right?
is one of
He's
them.
not exactly giving the canned answer of, Greys and reptilians and Nordics and, you know what I mean? So people are wondering what the hell he's talking about, right? And, well, it seems that Ross Coulthard may have some information about that.
What does Ross think about Russia mentioning several specific types of NHI, sentient plasmoid and corporeal bipedal extraterrestrials?
Well, I'm not going to give away anything from the Steven Spielberg film, but I'll tell you, that was the weirdest part for me, is going from the Steven Spielberg film, where, let's just say, one becomes aware of the possibility of bipedal humanoids that aren't human. And
it's the Greys. It's the Greys.
On the steps of the Capitol.
Everyone knows it's the Greys.
2000 Special Access Programs Plus, a man who delivered the presidential daily brief to the White House personally in a briefcase. This is a guy who knew and knows the secrets of the United States related to UAPs, and yes, he referred to a range of beings. This is echoing, of course, what Dr. Eric Davis gave testimony on in the Congress recently, where Eric talked about 4 species. David Grush particularly referred to bipedal humanoid beings, which I take to be both the Nordics and the Greys. If such beings exist, of course, one must keep an open mind, through to what he referred to as sentient plasmoids. Now, this is really interesting.